Welcome to Attic Continues episode 280. What? That's a round number. 280 coming at you right now. Weekly podcast goes up every Monday in which we talk about video games related topics on atticcontinues.com as an MP3, or it goes up before that on youtube.com/atticcontinues as a video where you can see me bouncing. I'm your host, Safa.
That sounds suggestive.
And with me this week, I have the faceless Ali.
Oh, yes. Why am I faceless?
Because you have no webcam.
He still has a face, though.
I have a face, though. It's
It's
like
like
anything.
it's a circle.
And the faceless Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, the faceless
I also have a face. It's just inside a picture, not live.
Okay, the stationary Ali and the stationary Kevin.
There you go.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good.
E3.
E3, what a magical week.
Yes. So this week is going to be the E3 edition of Attic Continues. We're going to talk all E3 all week long, all week strong. And that's all we're going to talk about. So before we get going and start talking about what we thought of E3, I just want to do a quick disclaimer that all opinions expressed on the show are of our own and not of our employers, past, present, future, or ourselves in other realities.
Or the days of future past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Days of
Before-
future past.
And before we go on, I want to have a quick word for our sponsor, me, because I just got me this nice new arm. Look at that arm.
Oh, look at that! I also bought a new arm, and it's coming in today.
Yeah,
Does that connect to your desk?
yes, got arm
Neat.
for my microphone. Also, I got this this foam cover for my mic. Do I sound better?
Sound pretty good.
You sound wonderful. Just
Awesome.
Absolutely wonderful. You'll need to send me that link, by the way, for the arm.
For the arm?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I mean, it's a cheap one.
Is it
That's
the newer one?
I don't know.
No, 'cause that's the one that I bought.
I
Like-
clicked buy now on Amazon. That's what I did.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's get going and start to talk about E3. So last week, Kevin and we talked about the EA press conference. Kevin talked me into bumping it up to a 4 out of 5.
So actually, I gave it some thought, and I'm actually bumping mine down to a 3 out of 5.
Why are you doing that to me, Kevin?
You got swindled, Staffa.
Well, so I mean, I was basing it off of what we had seen,
Yeah.
and after watching the rest of E3, it progressively got a little bit better, I think.
I
And
just
so, in relative terms, I'm readjusting my numbers so that
I was going to say a similar thing in which after watching the Microsoft press conference, I went back to a 3 out of 5.
yeah, Microsoft's was pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess we both agree that EA was 3 out of 5 then. Ollie, since you weren't here last week, give a score for EA out of 5 stars.
EA. I mean, honestly, they were probably the most like try hard out of all of them. So I'll have to say like 2 out of 5.
Is try hard a bad thing?
Like it's like, well, it's like they're. It's like when like a guy walks up to a girl and they're just like doing all the wrong things and they're like trying their hardest. That's what a try hard is. So in this case, I'm that girl and I was not swooned.
I thought you were easily swooned.
Kevin's now speaking in cat, so
Yeah,
that's good to know.
I switch back and forth just depending on the mood.
Oh, okay.
Whether you
Yeah,
swooned or not.
back at you.
Right. But let's move on.
Okay.
We already talked about EA last week. We're moving on to the other press conferences, and I want to just like focus on the games that we think are worth mentioning, rather than just going,
Down the list, yeah.
going down the list. Just talk about what we think is worth mentioning, and that way we can save ourselves some time. That way, rather than
Okay, and if we want to mention it for worse, we can mention it, correct?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So one thing that I really liked from the Microsoft press conferences was Metro Exodus.
Yeah, looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, what's the developer's name? 4A.
Yeah.
4A Studios. Like they make quality games with the Metro series, Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and then they redid Metro 2033 with the Last Light engine and the gameplay mechanics. Like they're on a constant and steady rise with their quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect Exodus to be pretty good.
Yeah, and one thing that we probably should mention is, at least for me, when they showed that gameplay, the way that they presented the world, the physical environment design, it almost, like the way that they did the camera work and all of that, they almost gave a vibe of open world. So like when I was watching that trailer, all I was thinking was, this is going to be just like the Stalker games. But it's been, I guess, confirmed that they're not going to do an open world game. It'll still be just like the previous Metro games in terms of linearity.
Don't they have some of the developers from the Stalker games on their team?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I know that they're definitely heavily inspired by the Stalker games.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What else we got next? I mean, I don't care to talk about. Well, I guess I want to mention Assassin's Creed Origins only because of the fact that it looked bad.
You thought it looked bad?
Yeah, I thought it looked bad because like homing arrow. What the heck is that?
Yeah, actually, that was one thing that I didn't like, was that you have like magical control over the arrow, and you have magical control over an eagle to see things.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm not sure if that arrow actually had magic control. I think it just locked the camera to it, but because the target had moved on a vertical plane, that the arrow adjusted itself.
That's possible too.
So I heard a lot of people talk about like the whatever the arrow.
Forward arrow.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was just locked on, and it just, because the person moved on the vertical plane, it moved with them. But either way, it looked extremely.
Well, so I will rebuttal that with saying these demos that they show at E3 are usually heavily tailored by the developers.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if that was something from like a technical standpoint where it just kind of locked on to the person and followed them on a path, I don't know if that's something that either the Ubisoft developers had just missed, or if they were trying to use that as a subtle hint that you can have influence over an arrow, like maybe not full control, like being able to turn completely left or right, but like if something does move out of position, you can kind of influence it to move ever so slightly in the direction that you want, so you have like a second chance or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I want to rebuttal your rebuttal with the word rebuttal, but
and I will rebuttal your rebuttal with the word objection.
But yeah, I agree with Kevin about the hawk thing as well. Like, I mean, like why do the assassins have magic hawk controlling powers now? That doesn't make sense. I mean, the fact that they had like the eagle vision was kind of like, it was getting out of hand in those games, because at first it was like, oh, these assassins are so trained that they can like notice things. That's what the eagle vision was. But then it just became ridiculous at a certain point where it's like you could just see things that don't even exist. And now it's like, oh, they got the eagle vision from controlling these. Is it a hawk or an eagle? I think it's a hawk.
Might be a hawk. Well, I would understand that like part of it also is the animus, because with the thing when with Ezio's story, like when you were able to see the symbols on the buildings, those were because Subject 16 left little hints and clues in the animus code.
Yeah.
And that was actually Desmond seeing that stuff, not necessarily Ezio seeing that stuff. But yeah, I do agree. There seems to be a lot of
But they're probably
mystical
gonna go with
abilities.
oh, they got the eagle vision from eagles themselves. And
Yeah.
why the heck is the hawk hovering? Hawks don't hover. No, they can't hover. They glide. They glide.
It uses the same technology that the arrow used to influence its direction.
Hawks can flap. They can glide. They cannot hover. They are not hummingbirds. They cannot stay in the same spot and just like survey an area. Like
Yeah.
it's as if they're using like some kind of gameplay mechanic from a Tom Clancy game for drone surveillance.
Well, actually, yeah, that was
transferred over to this.
That was actually exactly what it is. In Watch Dogs 2, you actually have the ability to use drones to like view certain areas. And so they just took that mechanic and put it into Assassin's Creed, but they had to say, "Oh, it's a bird," because we don't have technology like that.
Yep. The only thing I have left to say about this is that when they showed the Ubisoft logo in the Egyptian style, it reminded me of the Ubisoft logo in the Arabian Nights style when you boot up what's it called?
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. So I just want them to make a Prince of Persia game at this point. Just stop trying with Assassin's Creed. Quit it. Put it away. Like, don't even like put it away for a while. Just put it away for good. And just go back to Prince of Persia. What was that you said, Ali?
Put it in the bottom of the deep freezer.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But you guys want to move on?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Are we trying to move on from the conference?
No. Moving on from Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, you guys kept on Assassin's Creed way longer than I wanted to.
Oops.
I wanted to say State of Decay 2 looks bad. I mean, State of Decay.
People really like the first one.
Yeah, I mean, from a gameplay perspective, it sounds good, but like, wasn't the first one? Was the first one Xbox One?
Yeah, the first one was Xbox 360 and it was single player.
Yeah, so the graphics of and especially with the size of the team that they had, you know, the graphics that it had were understandable. This
Plus, was the Xbox Live Arcade game.
Yeah, and this it just kind of looks rough, and like the demonstration was bad.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in it at all, and like the fact that every time they talked, their mouths didn't move. It's like, what is this, like PS2?
Mm-hmm. Moving on, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I think it's cool that it's coming to Xbox. I'm also kind of weary of having a game that has where hits count is on controller. I mean, I guess if everyone's on controller, then it's not that big of a deal, but still, it's kind of weird in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess competitive shooters have been on consoles for a long time, so it's kind of probably just following that same vein of if everyone's using the same control scheme, then everyone's on equal playing grounds, but they're definitely not going to want to mix. Like they're not going to want to support crossplay, crossover, cross-platform. But yeah, I thought Life is Strange will be interesting. I liked the first game.
I saw and played it. I have it.
Apparently, this new one won't have the time mechanic. Well, because you're not playing.
Yeah, you're not playing as Max, but also I heard that the voice actor for Chloe is different.
Yeah, it's not Ashley Birch.
Yeah, because of the strike.
Yep.
But as long as the new voice actor is able to keep it relatively the same, then I think there won't be an issue. Because I think, like when they had different voice actors for Arkham City, I think, or Arkham Origins, one of those two had. Oh yeah, like I thought both voice actors did an excellent job keeping the like original voice style for both Batman and Joker, and it was like, the differences were subtle, but it was not different enough for me to notice it every single time they were talking.
Since you mentioned the cross-platform a few minutes ago, Kevin, I just want to mention Minecraft. Even though I've never played Minecraft. I think that's a really cool announcement that they made. The fact that they said that it's now cross-platform with all platforms
except PlayStation.
Did they say that?
Yeah, PlayStation is not supporting cross-platform.
Oh, Minecraft, they said console, so I assume
it's Xbox, PC, mobile, and that's it. Or Switch.
Unless it's coming to Switch, it's not going to be. PlayStation said no. Apparently, I mean, in this case, apparently Sony had to, in order to get that cross-platform play, you have to use like a Microsoft login, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
okay, so that's a bit less exciting than I thought it was, because they said I'm pretty sure they said consoles.
They did say consoles.
Yeah. So that made me assume it was PlayStation as well, but it's still exciting announcement for them to bring to unify Minecraft as much as they are doing.
Yeah, and actually one caveat to that is it only works on the Windows 10 version of Minecraft, not the Java version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which a lot of people have the Java version, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what most people run.
Yeah, it's the original one, yeah.
But actually, the new one, the C++ version, is, from a performance standpoint, significantly superior.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For the Darwin project, don't have much to say about the actual game, since they didn't talk about it at all. I just want to say the guy yelling, the commentary dude. What the heck?
Yeah, it's
like you can't do that. You can't just bring the dude doing play-by-play commentary, yelling at us on a podium, and then you just move on to the next game as if nothing happened. Explain to us. Don't just have dude. I thought like when they showed the dude, I thought he was gonna like eventually be like, okay, I'm the developer of this game and this is what it's all about. Nope. No, they didn't do that. He just yelled and then they just moved on.
Sea of Thieves looks good. They showed that before. I think they showed it last year as well, but this what they showed this year looks really good too. It's kind of an open world sandbox pirate themed game.
Yeah.
Where you actually each person, it's kind of like Guns of Icarus, where you have multiple people controlling multiple parts of a ship, but you actually are able to leave your ship and go through caves and get on land and do things outside of the ship itself. So that should be pretty fun.
Seems like it's a game that you need a group to play with.
Yeah, if you want to do well, but I think there are ways that you can play by yourself too, but it won't be nearly as effective as actually playing with a group.
Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. This is a game that I actually played at E3.
Nice.
So I did go to E3 for one day on Tuesday, and E3 was a mess.
Yeah, because they opened it up to the public too this year, so it's probably lines were a lot worse than they normally are.
Yeah, they were stupid. Dragon Ball Fighter Z was like the only non-indie game that I played. Like I played like 3 things. It was that like an indie VR game and a Formula One game, but it was not about the game itself. That was more about the steering wheel, which was actually pretty cool. But back to Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It's being developed by Arc System Works, the developer of Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, and it's 3v3, similar to Marvel vs. Capcom, and it plays really well. I got to play it. The graphics are amazing. Like it at times it straight up looks like an anime, but it's using the Unreal 4 engine.
Mhm.
So the fact that they like nailed this style so well with a 3D engine is just phenomenal. It looks beautiful. It plays really well, very fast, very responsive. It's about pulling off air combos similar to how the Marvel vs. Capcom games have been for a while, and that's basically the way how they kind of work around not having flying in the game. Because the thing with all these like Dragon Ball games that are like fighting games with quotes, like the Budokai games, is that they focus too much on trying to emulate the show, which has a lot of flying and like battles with blasts, pushing each other. And that's not even fun because the flying in those games is very clunky, and the rest of the combat is usually basically quick time events. You're either like doing rock paper scissors or button mashing or something. So it's not even really like an actual fighting game. And this one, being made by Arc System Works, veterans of the fighting game genre, they did away with the flying, just made it about pulling off a lot of combos, air combos, air juggles, things like that. So yeah, I was having a lot of fun with it, and I really liked how it looked visually, especially when I was doing like this air combo. I was pushing the guy up further and further into the sky, in which the atmosphere was starting to get thinner, and it looked like we were getting close to outer space. So it was just really cool visually, and moves are easy to pull off. And I'm sure if I played it even longer and got more used to the mechanics and memorized all the moves, would have had even more fun. Yeah, I think Dragon Ball Fighter Z is probably going to give Marvel vs. Capcom a run for its money, especially with like just how good it looks visually. And
Yeah, it looks great.
people are making fun of Marvel vs. Capcom with
That game
visuals.
looks I don't know what they did with the art. Well, actually, I know what they did with the art. They took it and they stuck it in a garbage disposal, and then got what came out of the other side and slapped it into their game. That's what they did.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good, and it was really weird seeing the long lines. There was like 90-minute lines for Marvel vs. Capcom, even though the demo was available online.
Mhm.
Why are you guys doing this? Why?
Because
it's
I
the
was at
E3
E3
experience.
2017.
It don't make sense, but yeah. Oh, since I mentioned I went to E3, I just want to mention real quick that uh, there was like no swag at all, like because of the fact that there's so many people, and there's like these bags here. Let me pull one out real quick. Here, this. Oops, just knocked something over. So this bag right here with Mega Man on it. Like it has a blue side, red side. There's other colors as well. Like one had like yellow and green and stuff like that. And these were free. They were like at the entrance,
Mhm.
and it said, I think somewhere it says collect them all. Here, this side it says collect them all.
Mhm.
People were taking that literally. They were grabbing like 8 of these.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a bag. Let other people have them. Just stop being greedy. so like these people who have the yellow badges, the yellow badges are people actually bought their tickets, their passes from the
The
public.
plebeians.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I gotta get my swag. It's like, chill out. Come on now. Let other people have it too. It was just such a mess. But I just want to do one more quick story about E3. So I got my picture with Sonic. There was like
Oh,
in the,
nice.
in the lobby area, this dude in a Sonic suit in front of a Sonic booth where it's like there's this big trampoline and a ring hanging off the top, and if you are able to bounce off the trampoline and grab the ring, then you're entered to win $1,000. You don't win $1,000 to win.
Hmm.
But I got my picture with Sonic, and then after I got my picture, I was stepping away, and there's also a Crash Bandicoot booth, like in the same area. It was like close to it, and Crash is getting his picture taken with people, and it's like the Crash Bandicoot suit has like his face sticking out of the mouth, similar to like those old TV commercials.
Yeah.
And like after I got my pictures taken with Sonic, Crash left his booth. He grabbed the megaphone from his booth, and then he started yelling at Sonic, talking smack, saying, "You want to take this outside? I'm gonna be here all day and tomorrow." and Sonic, Sonic's completely covered. He doesn't have his face sticking out or anything, so he's just standing there like this, with his hands as waist and pointing, and it was pretty hilarious that that they
Sonic
had
didn't step up.
yeah.
He didn't
Well,
step up. He should
It was
have.
funny that they're going with like the whole the same marketing campaign that they
90s
used,
marketing.
but rather than yelling at Mario, since there was no Mario in that area, he's yelling at Sonic. Close enough. Why not?
Yeah.
But back to the Microsoft press conference.
I think the last one that I personally wanted to mention is Anthem by BioWare. I'm not,
you mean Destiny 1.5?
Yeah, I'm not completely sold on it yet. I know that they're still in development, and it's going to be a while before that game comes out. But what they showed was a little lackluster. I mean, it's kind of cool that you can just start in a town and then you just fly anywhere, but that's like, it's open world. That's typical of BioWare. But what they showed was just a couple of combat sequences, and that was it. And they didn't really show anything that was typical of BioWare's style, like characters or story or anything like that. But again, it is early, but I'm not sold on that game yet.
The flying part, I think that looks cool, but
Yeah, I feel like Iron Man.
yeah, everything else about it, it's like this looks like Destiny.
And I think that I had heard somewhere that they possibly are trying to make a better Destiny. So I don't know.
Yeah. Just wondering, is the camera still like on me when you guys are talking?
Sometimes.
It was showing Kevin when you were talking earlier, so I just clicked on you instead.
Because like it looks like it's still on me, and when you guys are talking, the camera isn't switching off.
I don't know. Yeah, I just keep seeing Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin's
okay.
wonderful face.
What goes up on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Anthem demo was, I think it was lackluster, especially since they had like similar like actor thing going on with it as to like the Division demos and whatever demos.
Yeah,
that
that's typically the Ubisoft thing.
Yeah.
I hate that, by the way. I absolutely hate it. Anthem looked pretty though. That's all I could say. But because it's a BioWare game, I am not going to do anything about it until they prove that the game is worthwhile. That is my opinion.
Crackdown 3, a game that I did not care about. I suddenly care about it only because of Terry Crews.
So my thing about Crackdown 3, and I don't know if they showed this, behind doors or whatever, but several years they hyped damage up for this thing, Power of the Cloud, etc. And then maybe with the reveal of the X-Bone X that they were going to show massive damage, but all I saw were frame drops and they had plenty of explosions, but things weren't blowing up.
Well, because they put that budget towards Terry Crews.
I guess.
I don't know. You dress him up as a Crackdown character and have him yell at me. That's all I need.
And you're just throwing money at the screen.
You have him yell at me, and that's all I need.
That's all I need. Also, Shadow of War.
Oh yeah, that game looks pretty good.
I love that goofy orc dude.
Oh yeah, Bruise.
Light Lord, Dark Lord. What's the difference?
And I love that they introduced him with like, "Hello, my name's Bruce," like the way that they did in Finding Nemo, but Bruce instead of Bruise.
Oh, yeah. Shadow of War. So overall,
Did you say God of War or Shadow of War?
Shadow of War. Shadow of War.
Okay, I thought you said
God's
God of
Shadow
War.
of
I was like, that's the wrong conference.
Okay. Anything else that we want to mention? Because that's it for me, for Microsoft.
Ori looks good. Backwards compatibility is neat.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah, backwards compatibility. That's good.
Yeah.
So let's rate it.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I thought Microsoft had a fantastic press conference. I am giving it a 5 out of 5.
That's saying a lot.
I think it was fantastic. The only thing I really did not care about was Xbox One X and there's I don't know, some weird, what was it, the Artful Escape, which was some guitar indie game colorful thing. I did not care about that at all. But they just showed so many games. It was like game after game after game after game. Like majority of them looked amazing. And so 5 out of 5. It was a pretty good press conference.
Kevin, you go.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm did you want to follow up on that? Don't leave that.
And they definitely showed a lot of games, but I don't think it was the best out of all the conferences.
So what I'm gonna say, I'm torn between 3 out of 5 and 4 out of 5. I'm gonna say 4 out of 5 because it really is not that bad.
Yeah, and I mean they showed quite a few games that I'm interested in, and so that's that's kind of why I gave it a 4. Just that
why I'm not giving it a 5 out of 5 is a couple things. First of all, Dan Greenawalt from Turn 10, the Forza guy, I can't stand him. He's just punchable. Like the way he talks, I can't stand it.
You're such a bully.
Yeah, he just and then here's the Porsche 911. It's just like I don't care. Like this is a game conference anyway.
What if cops were the bad guys?
No, that's a different conference. And then also regarding the Xbox One X, I thought Sony when they revealed the Pro, I thought they did kind of poorly with how they sold the machine, but I feel like Microsoft did even worse in selling the machine to people. It's like, oh, it's a true 4K device. It's 12 gigs of RAM, vapor chamber, this and that. It's just like, okay, what else? At least Sony, they were Sony was like, well, this is the type of stuff you could expect to see if you have a 4K TV. If you're like a regular 1080p TV user, you could expect graphical enhancements, this and that. Microsoft didn't cover any of that at all. So it's just like selling that $499 machine. I didn't think they did well on that. So
I think part of the flaw is in how they handled their entire conference, not just this year, but every year, because every single time they show a game, they make an announcement saying world exclusive or whatever, something
Or
exclusive.
yeah.
And then like sometimes they'll have a thing that says world exclusive and Xbox One X enhanced, and like so they kind
What
of
does that even mean?
that it will look better on the Xbox One X. It's kind of their initiative where they work with developers to ensure that the Xbox One X version will indeed work better than the
Yeah,
standard.
but they never talked about that though. And
Yeah, I
like,
know, and that's kind of just
to go
how
along with the exclusive thing. The amount of things that they said that we've got so many exclusive things, and it was like world exclusive or exclusive, and then like and it says like launch console launch exclusive, and
Yeah,
then
and
like
they were
someone asked Phil Spencer later on what that meant. And he was like, oh, like he basically said, oh, the timed exclusive game. It's like, oh,
well,
so
they
the
also
game's
have
like about a month
two.
later or something.
Yeah, and they also have like two different meanings for exclusive because they said they had either like it was truly 100% a Xbox exclusive or it was a launch exclusive, but that's the same thing. Like it's going to be on one platform. But then they
No.
also said well, premiere exclusive. Like this is the only place you'll get to see the premiere for this.
Well,
So
they had another meaning for exclusive. They had console exclusive, which is it's only on Xbox, but you could get it on PC. Console launch exclusive was timed exclusivity. Exclusive means it's only on Xbox, and then as you said, world exclusive is you seeing it here first.
yeah,
So it's just like a lot of PR talk that I don't like at all. So anyway, that's it. Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on and start talking about Bethesda. This train wreck.
Yeah, they at least showed one thing that I was excited about.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Yep. The rest.
Oh,
of
actually, Dishonored. I do like the Dishonored games, so the DLC announcement was cool.
like everything else was like games that are already out or VR versions of the game.
And they're selling them again. So Fallout 4 VR, you have to buy it like $59.99.
Which is so dumb.
Doom VR is $29.99.
Also, like
a free update.
They also had like Evil Within 2, which Evil Within got bad reviews. So who was asking for Evil Within 2?
Yeah.
So like Wolfenstein, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
I was unable to
trailer
play
reveal.
this at E3, but I talked to people who did play at E3, and they said like the demo that they had available was basically like everything that they showed off in that video is part of that demo level.
Mhm.
Like even like that montage at the very end with it flashing a bunch of stuff, like all that was in the demo, and it ends with the part where the lady has the axe, the fat lady with the axe. So it ends there. That's the end of the demo. But look, it's Wolfenstein. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for the dude who's tripping on acid and.
Yeah, I just don't like. I wish Bethesda would stop with this whole milking Skyrim thing because I mean I understand that they are trying to release it on as many platforms as they can, but it's just become to the point where they make whole segments for the conference for it.
Dude, in 5 more months, Skyrim is 6 years old.
Yeah, and it's like okay, cool. It's coming out for Switch. They don't have to make a huge deal out of it. Just release it on Switch. And they made this big thing about Elder Scrolls Legends having like a Skyrim themed expansion or and I don't know. It's not even the best Elder Scrolls game, but they're treating it like it is. Because it was the most popular. And then I understand like that's the one that most people got introduced to the Elder Scrolls series with, but it's 6 years now. We've got
move
other
on
things to
move on with your life.
Fallout 4 and Skyrim are not the only two games that matter from Bethesda.
It's like the old joke of can something run a game? It used to be can it run Doom?
Yeah.
Now it's like can it run Skyrim?
Yep.
Yes. Yes, my calculator can run Skyrim. But yeah, Wolfenstein 2. That was the only thing that was worth seeing, and because of that, I'm giving Bethesda's press conference a 1 out of 5.
Also, they're bringing back paid mods.
Oh yeah, they snuck that in there
Yeah.
too. Like they try to slide it in, and like
the Creators Club or whatever it is.
yeah, like they try to slide it in without like explaining it completely, and they're like, "Oh, you use credits to purchase mods, but you can also upload your mods and get these mods on all platforms." And it's like they just try to sneak it right in there, but everyone's like, "Oh, Bethesda paid mods, ruining our lives." And
Yep.
Yeah, so I definitely agree. I think Bethesda's conference was the worst this year. 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll
Ali,
agree with that.
The only saving grace was Wolfenstein. That was honestly the only thing.
Yeah.
And like I hated the whole like Bethesda Land thing. That was stupid.
I didn't mind that, honestly.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't clever. It was annoying. I felt like it was talking down to me. But Bethesda's press conference, yeah, it is the worst press conference because Devolver Digital's doesn't even count as a press conference.
But that's...
I give this a 0 out of 5.
0 out of 5. There you go.
Oh my goodness, I thought that was hilarious.
Did you?
I loved it.
I didn't think it was funny at all.
I thought it was great.
Like the jokes were funny at all. I showed two that we already know about.
Yeah, but they were just making fun of E3, honestly. Like that's what they were doing. They were making fun of not just E3, but they were making fun of the whole industry in how it handles game releases and pre-orders and DLC.
They could have worked on the humor to make it a lot better. That was not funny. Just because they were making fun of it doesn't automatically make it funny.
I don't know. I actually thought it was funny, but that's just me.
0 out of 5. Get out of my face, Devolver Digital. Wasting my time. Yeah. PC gaming show.
7 out of 5 for me.
You guys watch PC gaming show?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I fast forward through major parts because whenever they talked about a game, they talked about it for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I stopped
think
watching the PC gaming show because of that.
They've always had issues with it running really long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of how they handle it because they always do show game trailer, talk to developer about said game for 10 minutes, and then show the next game, and then talk to the developer for another 10 minutes. So they just do, it's really heavy on the interviews, so it drags on for a long time.
Too heavy on the interviews.
I mean, I feel like they should do it more like the other press conferences, keep it a little bit flashier, but they also they're trying to keep it more like I don't know, they're trying to keep it more like an event instead of a presentation.
Yeah, there was only two things that really caught my eye. One was Tunic, which is like this, basically like a Zelda-ish game.
Yeah,
it was very Zelda, and I mean it wasn't like I'm super hyped for it, but I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And the other game is Griftlands, which is Clay Entertainment's new game, which from what they've shown and said, it sounds like it's going to be like some sort of well, it sounds like it's like an RPG. Like there's a lot, it looks like there's going to be a lot of like talking with other characters, like Mass Effect style talking, and doing like some bounties and stuff like that. So it looks like it's going to be an RPG. It looks very interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that one too. Just mainly also just because it's Clay, and most of their games have been great.
I still need to go back and play Invisible Inc, aka Incognita.
Yeah, that game is great. I actually kind of liked Ooblets too, even though it's a weird name, but It's kind of a mix between Harvest Moon and Pokemon, but it seems like it could provide a lot of content, which is kind of just driven based on player choice, almost sandboxy, but still somewhat directed because of that Pokemon style.
Yeah. I give PC Gaming Show a 2 out of 5. I just didn't really care. It was very long and drawn out, and nothing really stood out to me. I don't feel like it was a mess like Bethesda was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too thrilled by PC Gaming Show.
I'll give him a didn't watch.
Kevin?
DNW. 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to me. I actually kind of like the interview style, but I understand that it does make it drag on way too long.
Ubisoft. So Mario and Rabbids Battle Kingdom.
It looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm more hyped for this game than I should be.
You know why this game's going to be better than XCOM, even though it looks like XCOM?
Because it's got Mario in it.
Well, not only that, but because you're not going to have you're not going to have someone randomly die and then lose that character forever.
But that's what I love about XCOM.
Yeah, that was one of the appealing.
Then stick your hand in a meat grinder then. That's what XCOM is.
Such a party pooper.
It's just my roguelike background that likes that part of XCOM.
I don't know, like just their whole presentation for this game got me hyped for it. Like Miyamoto coming out with that cannon on his hand,
Yeah.
them posing Goofy with those guns. I mean, and then the trailer, like that got me. The gameplay looks good, and then when they're talking about the game and they showed the developer, like
the lead designer,
yeah,
and he was like tearing up, and I was like, oh,
like you could tell this guy worked so hard on this game because he is there, he is in tears because he's finally able to present the game he's been working so hard on to his hero Shigeru Miyamoto.
yeah.
And and the fact that Miyamoto has given it his blessing, like you could tell this guy has put a lot of his life into this game. And, because of that, like I feel like this is probably going to be a quality game. The fact that they put in so much love and effort, the guy's just literally in tears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
showing
I think
off his hard work.
Yeah, Ubisoft has usually done that too, like where they will show one developer, or usually it's an indie developer who's really passionate about their game, and they always get really emotional, but in the middle of all of their big AAA titles, so they know how to pull at the heartstrings of people watching, because it's like big game. Here's an indie developer who's really emotional and passionate about his game. Big game.
and yeah, just the fact that that there's a lot of passion behind the game. I mean, I was going to say something else. I can't remember what, but oh yeah, like Miyamoto said that his only condition was that it can't be a jumping game. It has to be something different.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll make something different. And it does look like it's definitely a different type of Mario game, but it looks like it has a lot of personality, and like this makes me want to get a Switch more than anything else Nintendo showed.
I think the Rabbids fit really well in that game too.
I feel like I'm way more hyped for this game than I should be, and I know, like I hear other podcasts like Giant Beast Cast where they completely hate on the Rabbids. They're like, I can't believe this is happening.
Well, they were kind of dumbfounded, but they all like the takeaway from them at least was they all were really hyped for it. So
Oh, they are. I've
Yeah.
heard any of their stuff from this week, but
oh no, they just like to make fun of the rabbits.
yeah,
So.
previously they're like,
Yeah.
I cannot stand that they're putting the rabbits in the Mario universe. That's unacceptable. And, I'm over here like, this has me so hyped. I don't know why. I want to play this game. This makes me want to get a Switch more than anything else I've seen so far. And that's I can't explain it. Yes.
Explain this feeling.
Yeah. And you guys want to say anything else about Mario and Rabbids, or you want to talk about
I
something?
think you pretty much poured your heart out on that one.
Okay. Yeah,
I just
pour
wanna
my heart
play
out
the
just
rest of
to the developer.
list.
Yeah.
I just want to mention the Crew 2. I did not care for any of the reveal that they did, but when they actually showed the gameplay outside of the conference, that is, where it did like the Inception like world bending stuff, I thought that looked really cool.
So I'm actually curious, is that part of the gameplay, or was that just a fancy trailer thing?
So, I mean, the trailer was fancy. Like, it didn't. That was like in-engine, like rendered gameplay. But the actual gameplay has like the world bending. Like it just like folds up, and I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know if there's like a specific mechanic that revolves around that or what. But it looked cool in the gameplay.
That's because the driver is Doctor Strange.
There we go.
What the heck was Transference? The Elijah Wood thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I don't
some weird. Like I don't know.
Like I don't know if that's like some ARG like alternate reality thing that's not even an actual video game. Like I don't understand any of that. Do we have an answer?
I don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
Clue. They showed off that trailer or whatever it was, and I'm like, what is the game?
I think it's going to be some VR thing just because they kind of highlighted that in the trailer. But
it's like I just remember Elijah Wood and other people just like talking about this without actually talking about it.
Yeah, I think it was like a tease for some horror game that's going to be announced officially sometime later, or revealed like more details.
Skull and Bones.
So
they're basically making a game out of the ship segments of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, so I had said this before. I don't know how many months or years ago when Black Flag came out, but I actually thought that Assassin's Creed Black Flag had good mechanics. It was actually really fun to play, but it was a horrible Assassin's Creed game. And I actually mentioned that I wish that they would make a standalone pirate game that was not in the Assassin's Creed universe. Like that's what they should have done with Black Flag.
That's
so it
what they
seems
did.
like, yeah, that's what they did. But I think this one, I don't think they really talked about it having either single player or multiplayer. I think they focused on the multiplayer. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be like, World of Tanks, but with ships, like pirate ships. So I'm really hoping that it has an actual campaign or like some kind of open world campaign, kind of like.
Kind of remind me of Guns of Icarus, except not.
Well, this one, yeah. I mean, this one would be more like World of Tanks because with Guns of Icarus, you require multiple people, and it's usually like one person takes control of certain things. But this one, it seems like each person takes control of a whole ship. Just like in Assassin's Creed.
Well, I mean, just the fact that they're showing like, okay, here's the cannons part of the ship, and here's like the back part of the ship, and yeah, it is all controlled by one player, but it still remind me of like the idea of having like multiple parts of the ship doing different stuff.
Yeah, but I hope it has a campaign because if it's just multiplayer, I don't know if I'm going to be interested in that.
I might be just nitpicking here, but like they were like trying to talk about like the realism of being a pirate and like the pirate that sailed the seas the longest was like 100 something days, and can you outdo that and whatever. And then like they're showing this video and it's like this hot female captain like with a ship full of pirates. It's like that's not realistic at all. Pirates are rapists, they're scumbags. They want to have a hot sexy captain. They're
They gotta
rapists.
be realistic, but they also have to make sure that they don't upset society.
It's like take your pick. Is this supposed to be realistic or is this fantasy? Like, I mean, if it's
just
fantasy, it's one thing. But like the fact that this is good pirate simulator, and then like pirates are scumbags. They're criminals. They don't live by any morality. They're not gonna have like this hot female as their captain. I'm just saying, maybe I'm nitpicking here, but yeah,
The pickiest of nits.
the pickiest of nits. Yes. Far Cry 5.
I'm interested. I'm excited for that one. Not excited, but I'm anticipating that one.
I was kind of bummed with the tonal shift that they did, just a boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, okay. That's just like night and day from what the reveal was to what I mean, like, don't be afraid to step on some toes here, so.
Yeah. I talked to some coworkers who got to play this at E3, and like those people also got to play a few other things as well, and they're like, yeah, this was the most fun thing I played at E3.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. So
they only got one game to play. No, I'm joking.
Those people actually played a few things, but yeah, like this seems like people are really liking that demo that was at E3.
Yeah. Well, I liked Far Cry 2. Really hated Far Cry 3. But and then I never played Far Cry 4 because it was just more like 3.
You only hated Far Cry 3 because it didn't have the Indian guy for you to play as.
No, that's not true. I hated it for other reasons. But
including the fact I can't play as an Indian guy.
But I am going to keep my eye on this one because I really do like what they're doing with the setting and the story. And as long as they don't do some of the annoying things that they did in Far Cry 3, I will be happy.
All right. You guys want to talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2 real quick?
The trailer was nifty. I never played the original. That's all.
Yeah,
that's it.
I played a little bit of the original, and it was like Zelda-ish. But like I didn't beat the game or anything. And watching this trailer, it's like, am I supposed to be rooting for this chimpanzee guy? He seems like, I don't know. He seems like an untrustworthy person. So who am I rooting for here?
Everyone.
Like they all seem like all of them are scumbags.
You root for the CD. The CD that they got.
Yeah, the CD. Yeah.
Yeah.
The melted golden chocolate thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure that Beyond Good and Evil fans are stoked from this, but there's like no gameplay at all, and I have no idea what type of game they're even going with. I can only assume that they're doing something similar to the original one, where it's like a Zelda type game. But I don't know who's supposed to be the main character because there's like multiple characters in this trailer. No one seemed very relatable or likable to me. So I don't know. And I like the information that they presented afterwards was that it's a prequel, and also it's gonna have like something about explaining why there's animal people. Like there's like experiments with like crossing genes or something like that, and that's why there's animal people. But I don't know. Like just from that trailer alone, I am not really hyped. It's like a lot of people are hyped for this, but I'm watching. I'm like, who am I supposed to like? Am I supposed to like that chimp? Because I know definitely that pig is supposed to be evil.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking here. Maybe I'm the most picking of the nits.
I will say I never played the first one, but seeing the trailer for the second one makes me want to play the first one.
Okay. I have it on PlayStation 3, but it just I didn't like the how long the loading is because it's a PS2 game, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Should we rate?
Sure.
All right. Ubisoft, I'd give it 3. 3 out of 5. It's all right.
Sure.
Yep.
I'll
Same
agree.
here.
Okay. Sony. Man, I was very disappointed by this one. You guys want to start somewhere? Because the games that interested me are like really close to the bottom of the list of out of all the games.
To preface this, you got to keep in mind Sony has their own thing that's later this year too. Their
Yeah.
PlayStation, whatever. So they
Experience.
might be saving stuff for that, maybe.
Yeah, I think they confirmed that they were holding some things back.
Oh, I would hope so.
I mean,
Uncharted. I guess I'll start then. Uncharted Lost Legacy. I liked Uncharted 4. I mean, the trailer that they showed is just basically Uncharted for me. I'll probably play it because I like Uncharted, but it wasn't like super hype.
Yeah, same here. I'll probably still buy it and play it, but it's like, they start off their show with 2 demo expansions for their current games.
Yeah. Well, so I actually am really hyped for Horizon Zero Dawn because I love that game. I platinumed it, and I want more.
Nice.
So
I have yet to play it.
Same.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I definitely will be getting Horizon Zero Dawn, and that Frozen Wilds stuff looks really cool too.
I just want to say Days Gone still looks unimpressive to me.
Really?
It does nothing for me. It does nothing for me at
I
all.
actually thought it was pretty interesting.
Like lots of zombies. Woo!
So
that's like the only thing this game has going for it. Lots of zombies.
The first time they showed it last year, they just showed the zombie horde coming in, and I thought it was completely unimpressive at all. Like nothing about it was appealing to me. But this time they kind of showed some more things like environmental stuff where you can affect things differently. Different outcomes you'll have different outcomes based on your actions and how you handle different situations. So it's a little bit more on the, I don't know. It seems like I'm still probably not gonna be that excited about it, but I thought it was interesting. Definitely showed a lot more than what they had before, and I just wanted to mention that it was like a step up because they kind of just showed zombies last time, and this time they actually showed some of the choices and the ways that you can affect the game.
See, in my head, Sony has The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 in development. And in terms of like zombie games, I feel like The Last of Us is like top tier.
Oh yeah, most
so
definitely.
Seeing another one, especially from Sony, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like the characters don't really connect with me. It's like, oh, biker gang dudes. Don't really care.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited for it, but I thought it was interesting.
And it's like, oh, we have a person dangling from the actual stage or press conference stage, acting like a zombie dangling. Woo! Why are you showing this to me? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Monster Hunter World, I am unimpressed by it, but like everyone who's like a Monster Hunter fan is like super I'm hearing my voice come from somebody. I'm not sure who.
Me,
I can
maybe?
hear it from Ali, maybe.
Okay, so it's probably you, Ali. But
Dang.
what was I saying? Like people who are fans of Monster Hunter are super hyped for Monster Hunter World, and they're basically saying, "Oh, the only reason why people are unimpressed by this demo is because they don't know Monster Hunter."
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it just me, or was it just not even graphically impressive?
Well, that's the
wasn't.
thing. You don't know Monster Hunter then, because that is the because you have to keep in mind Monster Hunter, at least since it hasn't been on console basically since the PS2 days.
It was on the Wii.
I mean,
Wii U.
I mean, think about the console you just mentioned though. Either one of those. So that is basically PS2 plus. So
Yeah, I don't know.
but, I mean, for the most part, they've been on handheld. So
Yeah,
I mean, yes, technically, comparatively speaking to other games, it doesn't look good.
I mean, even
But
on handheld, there are handheld games that look pretty good considering the amount of resources they have. But this one
yeah,
just looked like the environment design was like it was not even finished, like it was still in development.
maybe because it is still in development.
Well, I mean, like you would think that they would do a vertical slice of the stuff that they were going to show, but it's like, oh, here's this partially built level that we are going to now record some footage of.
I don't know. I thought it looked good. I mean, Monster Hunter is not exactly my cup of tea. I've played Monster Hunters before, and it's a very specific niche.
Yeah.
Um, where it's because like the hunts are kind of puzzle like too. But I think this is exciting for a lot of people. It's got great potential. So
Yep. You guys have other things you want to talk about? Because, like I said, the games I want to talk about are like closer to the bottom of the list.
Skyrim VR, lol.
Yeah. No.
Call
No,
of Duty. Call of Duty has gore.
Yeah,
Like,
that was I've noticed that immediately. I was
first
like, oh,
one
that's a
since
thing.
World at War. That was
Yeah.
like probably the last one that had gore.
So, other than that, I mean, all the VR stuff don't care about at all.
Don't care about any of that. I feel like the Inpatient should be a game I should be hyped for, but like they didn't. The trailer
They
didn't do it
didn't
for
sell
me.
it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the premise is something I should be hyped for, but like the trailer didn't work for me.
Yeah. But yeah, the rest for me, where things come back is basically at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
Moss, starting with Moss.
Which one was
Moss
Moss again?
hype. That fairy tale mouse.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
That was so stupid looking. It's like some like Fern Gully looking game. Anyways, God of War. There we go.
God of War.
That one I'm super excited for.
So I
Okay.
guess this basically confirms that Kratos has moved on from destroying Greek gods and is now going to try and kill or do something with Norse gods.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we already knew that.
People didn't know if this was just like a reboot or something because like how like the words of that one woman that he was talking to basically confirmed that he's come from the outside to deal with the Nordic gods. So
go on.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say now. So go ahead.
Confirming that they're Nordic gods now, but
yeah.
The only one part about the trailer I was like kind of disappointed about was the fact that it's confirming you're gonna play as the kid. It's like we all knew it, but I didn't want it to happen.
Did it? I mean, it showed the kid was there, but it did.
It showed
was-
gameplay with the kid.
Yeah, it feels like they showed that you switch off depending
Yeah.
on the situation, but I don't know. There might be a situation at some point later on to the game where you play 100% as the kid for a while, and they're not going to be together. Like
Mhm.
most games where you always have two people together, they're inevitably going to get separated, and you're going to control the kid for a while.
So here's the thing with Sony is that they realize that their audience is getting older. They're getting kids. So it's like, hey, let's make dad games now. We got Last of Us. We got God of War, Dad of War. Time for the dad games.
Well, I do think the new combat system looks interesting too. It's more like, your traditional third-person, over-the-shoulder action
More
game.
Focused,
Yeah, instead of being like a
flailing around.
combo-based hack and slash game, but yeah, looks interesting.
I'm
Beyond
looking-
interesting. I'm actually excited for it.
I'm gonna confirm this right now. That the monster you see at the very end with the giant eye that like looks at you, like Kratos is gonna stab that thing in the eye.
Well, it says that the kid said he wants to help.
Yeah,
But yes, Kratos. Kratos is
Yeah,
going to stab
Kratos,
everything
he'll
in
stab
the
an
eye.
eye. Yep.
Kratos don't care. When has Kratos ever appreciated anyone's help? Never.
It's not Kratos' dad.
Any
It was his dad. He's killing.
yeah. Anytime anyone has, when has anyone ever helped Kratos and lived? Never. That's it.
The kid probably.
Well, the kid's gonna die too.
Kid's gonna get murdered.
Yeah. Detroit.
Yeah. Looks good.
I like Heavy Rain, so I mean I'm not super hyped for this, but I'm open to it. I'm a lot more open to it than anything Telltale has put out in the past several years anyway, so
Yeah.
Detroit's heavy. Is Telltale?
because-
It says quad.
No, I'm just saying just adventure
like
game. That's all I
style,
know.
like heavy narrative.
Yeah. Because it actually shows that there are different things, and there are consequences to your actions instead of like the Telltale. Oh, this is what
Yeah.
the Telltale. This is it looks like you're making a decision.
And it's not just like choose A or choose B and then
Yeah.
live with its consequences. It's like several different variations and several different things can happen. And that's pretty typical of Quantic Dreams games, I think.
From the trailer they showed off, it looked like they were going like some evil route.
So it looks like you'll have, well, they showed multiple different
Yeah.
characters, and it seems like each character also has their own motive. So I don't know if there's necessarily a good versus evil in
Well, I
some
mean,
of the
like,
situations,
the-
but like
these
there's
are
more
ro-
like aggressive or pacifist type
They're
routes.
robots killing humans. I mean, like, how is that like not evil?
What if the humans are the bad guys?
Humans kill humans.
Yeah.
Humans kill robots. So how does how are the robots any worse than humans if they are capable of doing the exact same things as humans? Deep.
Yeah, pro robot.
The deepest.
What if
Robots.
cops are the bad guys? I had a coworker talk to me about the Detroit demo they played. He said he really liked it.
I still
And
need to play
also-
Beyond.
It looks like I really like that game. I know some people hate it because of like the ending or whatever. But I really liked it. Whatever.
I'm definitely gonna play it. I
But-
just need to buy it.
From the marketing that they had at E3, they had like this banner for Detroit, and it had like the detective dude from like the previous trailers, and then they had the dude that was in,
Connor.
okay, he was also the playable character in the demo that they had.
Yeah.
But they had him. They had like the dude that was in the trailer they showed off during the press conference, the bald guy, with the buzz cut, and they also had the girl, Kara, who was like in the very first trailer. So it seems like just from that marketing alone, it seems like they're going to be going with like, you're going to play as multiple characters.
Yeah, I think that was kind of pretty obvious too, just from the fact that they're showcasing completely different characters, and at the end they're saying like, "My name is so and so, and this is our story."
Yeah.
So they kind of showcase the idea that it's multiple perspectives, multiple characters that you'll have control over. But it will all come together like GTA 5.
For the launch trailer, they should have like one more character, and then like it zooms out, and he's like, "My name is David Cage, and this is my story."
My name's Norman Jaden. This is my story.
Why was that so spot on? Oh my god!
I have an American accent.
Oh my god! That was my name's Norman. That was probably the best Norman Jaden impression I've ever heard. It's also probably the only Norman Jaden impression I've ever heard.
Because Kevin's actually the voice actor for
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's my secret. I am actually.
Moving off from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to talk about Destiny 2? I mean, I didn't play Destiny 1, so I don't have.
I didn't play Destiny 1, but I will be getting Destiny 2 because I bought a new graphics card and I get it for free. So
I'll be getting Destiny 2 also.
What'd you say, Ali?
I said, oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I mean, I kind of wanted to play the first Destiny, but just hearing all the bad stuff until the Taken King expansion came out really deterred me away from it. And I did play it at launch, like a demo of it, but it got repetitive. And I'm really hoping that they do something more with Destiny 2, because I think for a while I do actually want something like Destiny, but not as repetitive as what they have done.
Okay. So about Spider-Man real quick.
Yeah, this one looks great.
I was unimpressed by it.
Really?
Maybe I think I'm also the only person who was unimpressed by it because there's just so many QuickTime events. Quit it.
So, I mean, you have to keep in mind though, this is like specifically a story mission, and I mean, I agree. Like at the time, all the QuickTime events, they are, kind of a turnoff. But when it comes to like how would you script that otherwise in open world game?
I mean, some of that stuff did look really cool, like the running on the wall. That looked really cool, but just like it's just so off-putting to see like 10 different QuickTime events within 1 minute. It was, I don't know. That's not what I want to see in your demonstration.
I think someone from Sony said, or Insomniac. Is it Insomniac?
Yes.
Yeah, Insomniac. They were like, I mean, this is a story mission. You have to, that's just like how we push these type of big sequences. So when it comes to like open world stuff, like you won't have all that.
Yeah, it seems like when you're fighting the big bosses, where they want to try to keep it more cinematic. That's where the QuickTime will come in. But I just really like the idea of Spider-Man with Batman Arkham combat mechanics.
Okay. Anything else? Well, I don't want to talk about before we rate Sony's.
Nope.
All right. Sony, I was very unhappy with theirs. Like I said, like they started off with DLC for current games, and just in fact, the majority of stuff that they showed is stuff that they showed last year. Uncharted: The Last Legacy, Days Gone, Detroit, Spider-Man. like a lot of this stuff was stuff that they showed last year. So I don't know. I'm giving them a 2 out of. I mean, like God of War, Detroit. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that they showed last year too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
God of War
I did
looked good.
mention that
Looked
they're
good.
holding stuff
I'll,
back.
I'll
so-
agree with the 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. I was not happy.
I'll give it a 3 just because I'm really excited for God of War and Detroit and Spider-Man.
I remember like I was chatting with Ali as we're watching this, and I was like, "This is weak sauce."
Mhm.
That's my quote. Put on the back of the box of their conference. This
I think one thing that hurt it is they've had. I mean, their past several years have been really good. So, we kind of build up hype in our head too. Like even though we try to curb expectation, at least I tried to. You always try to hope that they keep the momentum going, and I think they lost momentum with this one. So that's why you look at it and kind of see it more negatively than it probably should be, to be honest.
this is their year of it's not their E3 2017 press conference. It's their E3 2016 recycled press conference. They pulled it from the recycling bin. But did you rate it, Kevin?
Yep, 3.
Okay. All right. Nintendo.
I actually didn't watch this one actually.
Yeah, not even really a press.
I saw some of the announcements, but I didn't watch the actual video, like the live stuff.
Like the majority of this stuff is 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And like they don't even have like actual names for their stuff, like just Yoshi and Kirby. I'm pretty sure it's not like that's not. I don't think that's the full title of their game. And they showed a JPEG of the logo for Metroid Prime 4.
A lot of people got super excited for it, though.
Yeah, they got super excited, but it's like Metroid Prime 4 in development now. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that means that they just started on the concept art, and that's why they have a logo. And
I mean, when you show essentially just a logo, it does nothing for me.
Yeah,
nothing.
Like
it's like full CG trailers or full whatever.
Oh, of course.
I don't care about those.
It's like Rockstar coming on your stage and showing a logo for Agent.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
bringing out the insult stopper.
But I mean, they were very much just targeting the fans of Metroid with that, because I know if I saw a logo for like Cyberpunk 2077, I'd be all excited for that too, even though they wouldn't have showed anything. But
one thing I want to mention, like Yoshi, I think it's funny that Yoshi looks like it's pulling a lot of inspiration from Little Big Planet with its style, and Little Big Planet, pulled a lot from Mario, especially with like the content creation. A lot of people literally made Mario levels in Little Big Planet because they want to play Mario so badly. It's now come full circle.
If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Fire Emblem Warriors is a Dynasty Warriors game.
Yep.
Like, yeah. I didn't care about the Zelda DLC because I didn't play Zelda, so
I don't play that yet,
people,
but I will.
People are hyped for it.
I still want to play that game.
Yeah.
Well, we already talked about Mario and Rabbids, so I'm not going to go any further on that.
Yep.
And so let's talk about Mario Odyssey. I'm hearing my voice again.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
I'm not 100% familiar. Like I said, I didn't actually get to watch the Nintendo one and didn't take the time to catch up on it. I'm not really familiar with what they showed for Odyssey.
They showed this trailer that had like this very different this song that's very different from Mario. It's like Odyssey, Odyssey, Odyssey. Like this jazz hands. Like you just want to do this while watching the trailer, and like it's so bizarre. Not because you can like take over other character, like possess other characters with your hat, but because like they have like these realistic stuff. Like I mean they showed the realistic people again, but now they also have like a realistic dinosaur. Like this entire time, dinosaurs look like Yoshi and Bowser in this series, and now it's like they actually have like this T-Rex, and Mario is taking them over, and then it's like Mario took over like a frog. That was like the first thing he took over, but the thing that was really weird about how he took over it is so he throws his hat and like it goes on the frog, and then it shows like this vortex that Mario is like falling into, but like he looks like he doesn't want to fall into it. He's like in agony, like
involuntary possessing the frog.
Yeah, like it makes no sense. Like, why is he not wanting to go into the vortex if he was the one who possessed the frog? Like, it makes no sense. Like, should he be like, wee, just going in head first, like he's diving in, like Yahoo! But no, he's like like in agony with his eyes bulging out, and like he doesn't know what's gonna happen next. But he was the one who did the possessing. It's crazy. Why does this not make sense?
So it is a little weird because I'm watching the video now, but it's like modern New York City with everyone in 50s clothing, and then Mario.
It's not New York City, it's New Donk City.
Yeah, I mean, right, New Donk City.
And like Mario like possesses a taxi cab, and like this dude who is just going towards the taxi cab, he's like, oh, looks like I'm not gonna be taking the taxi to work. It just got possessed. Looks like I'll have to get an Uber. And like Mario possesses a dude in a business suit. It's like, so what does that mean for the guy? Does that mean all of a sudden he's like, yeah, what's the matter with you? I'm an Italian now. I gotta talk like this with my hands. Is that racist?
I think.
Is that culturally insensitive? I apologize.
I don't know. I think Super Mario Odyssey looks super fun.
I mean, I'm glad that they're finally not doing another side-scroller Mario, because I got tired of that. But I mean, it's been a while since I've played a 3D Mario game too. Like in Mario Galaxy, it was years ago.
I mean, like they had the Mario 3D Land and 3D World. But yeah, I mean, it's a Mario game. Mm-hmm. It's probably gonna be great. This looks like it's gonna be the weirdest Mario yet, and yeah, it still doesn't have me as hyped as Mario and Rabbids though.
I think both those games look super fun. I'm ready.
Your body is ready?
I am red E. The color red E.
Oh.
Like Mario red?
I am Red G.
Don't lie.
Alright. So Nintendo. No, I gotta think about this.
Honestly, I think the I don't know, the Super Mario Odyssey had me super hyped, and the rest of the conference wasn't particularly bad. Just most of it was uninteresting for me.
Oh, like my main thing with the rest of it was the fact that they're showing off stuff that's not coming out till next year, and like the JPEG of Metroid Prime 4, and it's like, oh, here's stuff that's like not coming out for a long while, and here's like this Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that unless you have played Xenoblade Chronicles, this is giving you no reason to be hyped for it at all.
You have to give them some credit. They didn't just show a JPEG of the logo. It was fully animated, so I think
Okay, it was the animated GIF. Okay.
your assessment of the logo needs some work.
There was an animated JPEG.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, there's animated JPEGs now.
An animated PNG.
Yeah, animated PNGs exist now.
So it's
Those
flashier than
exist.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm torn between giving this a 3 or a 2. As far as a conference as a whole.
2.5.
I'll give it a 3.
I will give it a DNW. Did not watch. But it looks pretty cool.
What else did I give it to? I gave Sony a 2. I think this was better than Sony, so I'll give it a 3. Okay, so that was all the press conferences. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about that has not that was not in the press conference? Any games?
Mm.
Did they ever show? I forgot what his name was. The guy from who was with Ubisoft, who pretty much came up with Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Did they show his game? Because I know he was working on something, and they showed it last year and the year before. But I don't think I heard anything about that game. It just kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Wild?
Was that Wild? Oh, I forgot what it was called.
No, that was the guy that made who made Rayman. Never mind. That's not
Patrice Desolé was his name. I forgot what game he was working on.
1874.
Yeah, that's right. It was a year. I don't know I don't think they showed that at all this year. And I haven't heard anything since his E3 talk last year. So.
Speaking of developers that have been working on a game for a while, Bloodstained, Igarashi's game, the Castlevania, kind of Castlevania inspired game, since he's not with Konami anymore, and Konami doesn't want to make Castlevania games anymore, or they don't want to make games period anymore. Bloodstained, there's some video of that. It didn't really look too good. I'm disappointed in it. I'm afraid it's going to go a similar route as Mighty Number 9, because Mighty Number 9, they had this. For the Kickstarter, they had 2D concept art. This is what it's going to look like. This is a mock-up of a screenshot. And it was 2D art. And they did a similar thing with Bloodstained. This is what the game's going to look like. And it was really good looking 2D art. And then they have a trailer now, and it's not so good looking 3D rendered art. I don't know. I'm not so excited for that game now. I mean, I didn't kickstart the game. I didn't back it, so at least I have that go for me. But as far as the actual game, it was something I wanted to be good, but now it's not looking as good. But it still might end up being good. Hopefully, I don't think it is. I'm setting the bar low. My expectations are now low. Fortnite now has a trailer and a release date, July 25th.
Nope, not a video game.
What's that?
Nope, not a video game.
Not a video game. Fortnite.
Not a video game. Not
as
until
release
it comes
date,
out.
25th.
Not until it comes out.
July 25th, next month. It looks decent from what they've shown. I mean, they've had a private alpha and beta for forever, and I got invited to it at one point, but I eventually just lost interest. But they released a trailer explaining how the game is played. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool. I remember seeing it when it was first announced at PAX Prime, I think, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Now it's PAX West.
Yeah, that's right. But Yeah, I mean, it looked cool. I completely forgot to play the alpha, but it looks interesting.
Anyway,
Matterfall. Matterfall is
did they show
Housemarque's
anything?
new game. Yeah, Housemarque's new
Okay.
game.
I've like basically almost every Housemarque game except for like the zombie one that they did. Um,
Like Zombie Nation or something like that.
Detonate.
Dead. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm hyped for it. I'm really down for Housemarque.
yeah. Like this is it was coming out in a couple months, August 25th. I'm sorry, August 15th. So it's a couple months from now, and it's like cyberpunkish slash sci-fi style, which I like. I like that type of style, and it looks like it's a platformer, possibly a Metroidvania, with like dual stick shooting.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, like the last Metroidvania that they made was Outland, and that game was amazing. I really loved it. I know you didn't care for it as much as I did, Ali.
Yeah.
It was hard, but I loved it
Yeah. It's still good. I
Yeah.
just I just eventually got stuck.
because it's a hard game.
It's very hard. It
But
is very, very hard.
yeah, Manafall looks really good. I like what they've shown. Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
Nope, I think I'm set.
New
Yeah.
Xbox avatars.
Nope, don't want to.
New Xbox avatars. They look like they're trying to be like the same style of like kind of like Frozen and Rapunzel, like that kind of Disney style.
Hmm.
It looks like they're trying really hard to like make it look like that. Yeah, I don't see anything else that's unnamed Pokemon RPG. What the
Yep.
heck? Nah, I don't really see anything.
Yeah, I'm set.
Yeah.
Knack 2. Knack 1 sucked. All right. So yeah, let's start wrapping things up. And where's my notes? There it is. All right. DreamHost. They offer unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly interface. They are also optimized to use content managers such as WordPress and many more features. All that just for $7.95 US a month if you use the promo code out of continuous during the week of E3. It'll waive the setup fee and get you a free domain registration. So you better hurry and jump on that
Yeah,
promo code.
jump on it. Even after E3, you should jump on it.
Yep. Quick announcements. If you use iTunes, please leave a review. It's one of the most helpful things you can do for the podcast is to leave an iTunes review. If you don't leave, or if you can't leave a iTunes review for whatever reason, you can still help out the show by sharing the podcast on social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Reddit, Snapchat. Share, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell your mom, tell your dad. Like, Happy Father's Day. Go listen to How It Continues.
Yep, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Happy Father's Day, Ali.
Hey,
Oh, thank you.
Happy Father's Day.
And listener feedback. If you want to write into the podcast, you could write in podcast@outofcontinues.com. Send us your questions, your comments, the games that excited you about E3, the games that disappointed you at E3, or why I'm wrong about E3. Tell me. Podcast@outofcontinues.com. So You can, if you enjoy what you're hearing, you can support us by liking us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review, subscribe to the Google Play Music. You can contact by email at podcast@continues.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/AfterContinues. All those things are just said really fast are on the website. That's www.aftercontinues.com. You can give me a tweet. I'm at Safa. What?
I said what you also said really fast.
Okay. Give me a tweet. I'm at Sayedsafa. That's at SAYEDSCAFA. And Kevin over here has a Twitter.
Yeah, I am at KSTrehan, KSTREHAN.
And Ali has a Twitter.
I'm at Phosphor112. That is PHOSPHOR112.
And I'd like to thank my guest host for joining me today, Kevin and Ali.
Yep.
With that said, I'm your host, Stafa. I'll see you guys next week. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the icon that's hovering over my face to subscribe. Click on the thing that's hovering over my mic for last week's episode. And then over here, there's another thing. You click on that for the week before that. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Yep.
See ya.
Peace out.